Yo, what is up? It is your boy Stephlyon. Today we're reacting to a board gamer video, gang. Apparently, heavy armor is on its way. Let's get into this video.
Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We've got the latest Star Citizen Alpha 4.9 roadmap update, which is the patch that's going to be released in July. We're going to be talking about that. It is monumentally important, that patch. Also, Alpha 4.8.1's gone live. Let's talk quickly about that first. A little bit of confusion yesterday. I thought CIG were going to enable the defense missions, but technically delay 4.8.1 until today. But it has gone live. The defense missions have gone live. There is maintenance.
Gang, the maintenance happened and it was supposed to be like 6 hours, and this thing ended up being like 12 hours. I was so shook, and then it was literally Friday, bro. I'm like, all right, boom, let's go play some Star shit. 12 hours? I couldn't start my weekend off right.
And that should help address even more issues that 4.8 had. Anyway, it's the maintenance that was delayed effectively by a day. With that 4.8.1 patch, they've added Ship Battles V3, introducing defend location archetypes. The premise is straightforward. A location is under attack and it's your job to stop that attack. Enemy bombers make coordinated strafing runs on fuel storage and other critical infrastructure, and your task is to intercept that before they can complete those runs. Let too many get through and the mission will fail. Also, as part of that release, there's a combined archetype that lays an escort objective on top of that defense.
The escort things, it was nice at first, but then with all the issues it has, and then with how almost boring it is, I feel like it's not dynamic enough to be a dogfighting or a combat kind of mission. It's too boring. Like, it's actually too boring. They move too slowly, not a lot is happening, and it's just like you're waiting and waiting and waiting just for it to fail at the end of it, and they crash into the hangar. I did like them at first, but after you do them like 5-6 times, it's like, you know what? They need to make this a little bit more dynamic than just have me following this ship after I've killed everything.
A friendly ship is either launching from the station or inbound for landing, and hostile fighters are focusing on it. Both objectives are active simultaneously. Completing both is required to succeed, and failing either ends the mission. This is obviously more difficult than the standard version, and it may require more players to complete with different roles of ship, like interceptors and heavier fighters, that sort of stuff. Defend location missions are available across asteroid mining bases in Stanton, Pyro, and Nix at a wide range of difficulty tiers. Blueprint rewards are available at higher tier completions as well. Let's talk about Star Citizen Alpha 4.9. What are they adding in this patch? What have they said is in the roadmap for it at the moment? The Siege of Orison, implementing a new operation, I suppose re-implementing the Siege of Orison. This is an instanced FPS where players...
I never got to experience that, and it's going to be instant. I'm really curious about the instancing, and I want to see how it works.
Will be assaulting the Ninetales taken over controlled platforms in coordinated team-based encounters tied to mission-driven progression. This is at Orison on Crusader, and I believe the premise will still be the same as the previous Siege of Orison. It's been reworked and updated, but you'll be taking out the lieutenants on the different platforms and then moving between these platforms, and then eventually assaulting the main cargo barge and platform there, while also trying to take out the anti-air defenses so that you can use ships and help bring them to bear and move you across to the platforms. Another big part of this release is instancing. Implementing instancing to create closed gameplay spaces with controlled access. Access and permission is managed through instance prerequisites, party leader ownership, and safeguards that prevent or remove ineligible players. Will other areas get instanced at the same time as the reintroduction of Siege? Maybe. Things like ASD facilities, Stormbreaker, Line of Mine.
I don't want those to be instanced. Some of these things need to, I feel like, because this one is like, for instance, the tactical strikes, I don't think they need to be instanced per se because they're just out there in the wild. But this is Siege of Orison. It's in Crusader, right? And it's on Orison. People can get there. This is the place that people know how to get to, and they can get to every single time. There's not 100 Orisons. There's only one. That instancing, it makes sense. But when it's like there's 101 locations for like an Onyx facility, and the chances of you finding more than one person or even finding someone there is super low, we don't need instancing for that. Like, why do we need instancing for that? This makes sense. There's only one location. This is the only place they can go. It makes sense to have instancing. So they need to tread really carefully with it. They really do.
Even the latest Tactical Strike Group mission would really benefit from instancing, in my opinion. And things like the ASD facilities and missions there, they originally were going to be shipping with cooperative zones, which is basically instancing. But it will be interesting to see if they reduce the amount of the ASD on
That's fear mongering. I don't feel that. No, I don't vibe with that.
facilities and make them instanced, because obviously they had put a load of these locations and sort of copy pasted them across the verse so that they could deal with not having instancing but still release that content. We'll have to see. There's the addition of super heavy combat armor, which I believe is being brought in from Squadron 42.
There we go.
The super heavy armor class
my
enables
God.
players to equip and operate.
I low-key wish it looked cooler. Like I kind of like it does look fire, but I wanted it to look kind of like. Have y'all seen the Pragmata armors, bro? I wanted it to be a little bit more like that, bro.
A new category of powerful super heavy armor and weapons. They appear to be literally just that. Super heavy, slow, armored suits. I thought they were going to be more like the old Titan suits, the sort of concept of them. And maybe technically they are. They're much more human-sized than I was expecting. I was expecting them to be much, much bigger. They're very chunky. I doubt you can sit in a pilot seat with one of these, that sort of thing. Also, some weapons are only usable with that suit equipped, such as a new weapon in this patch, the Apocalypse Arms Vendetta Heavy Machine Gun.
My God, bro, it's time. It is time to have a Gatling gun. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like a Modern Warfare. I said, well, Modern Warfare 3, if you're doing the survival, bro, this is so old, but if you literally played Modern Warfare 3, you have to do the survival, and then the heavy soldiers came up, bro, this is what it is.
A brand new weapon type, the heavy machine gun with the Apocalypse Arms Vendetta HMG. This is belt-fed and usable with the new super heavy armor and dedicated ammunition backpack. It delivers sustained heavy rate fire from a large rotating barrel while carrying up to 4 magazines of ammunition. I'm expecting this to be pretty good at taking out soft targets. A little bit smaller now. We're talking about combat clothing. So they're going to be implementing some lightly armored apparel designed to offer a more stylish look while remaining viable.
Is this John Wick? Gang, we're getting John Wick suits. We're getting John Wick suits in Star Citizen. There is no way, bro. When this drops, your voice gonna, bro. I already know how I'm gonna be in the verse, bro. Stop it. Give me a pencil. You can't drop this without giving me a pencil.
In combat situations, I believe this is effectively.
Is it only going to be suits?
To have some non-flight suited.
No, is it going to be only suits, or are we going to get other things as well that fall in the same category but aren't like suits?
Armor as part of clothing. They're sort of trying to expand out the star cloth and starwear stuff with combined armor clothing. There's new Wicklow ship offerings, adding the Drake Clipper.
Bro, no. Think how lit it would be, right? Siege of Orison, and you're just like, I'm just a regular dude walking around, and then a Ninetales attack. I'm in my armored suit, and I get the blicky out, get my pencils out, and I'm stabbing people in the face with my pencils, bro. That would be elite.
With a unique base livery and upgrade components as a reward. Probably see a load of other stuff at Wicklow's as well. There's the revival of a mission giver. Recco Battaglia is returning. She will be operating mining missions and things like that from Malevsky. It will be a range of stuff. I suppose it will be finding mining outcrops, logistics.
Nah, this is going to be my first mission giver in Star Citizen, except for the ones that come up in like the thingy, but this is pretty nice.
Defending miners and some combat stuff as well. So that's what's shown on the roadmap at the moment. Beyond that, we do know some other stuff's likely to happen. You can expect more blueprints. In fact, we saw in a newsletter a sort of FPS weapon modding, crafting, display table thing. You can also expect a load of like quality of life fixes and updates, things like that. Bugs to be solved. A much better state than what we've had with 4.8. Item recovery tier 1.
Man, I pray 4.9 is better, because 4.8, it let me down. It did.
This is likely to get some updates. CIG recently added ship snapshots, or kind of ship insurance, and bricking ships and items that you reclaim. And this was sort of steps towards item recovery tier 1. So I'm expecting more of that, probably extending to FPS gear being snapshotable, insurable, and then a much more refined approach to the system.
I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm actually not mad at the bricking system right now. Like, yeah, sometimes it's inconvenient because it's new and we're still like getting used to it, but I don't mind it at all. I feel like it's decent. My only problem is I feel like once you get past a certain size of ship, like when you get past the medium ship, I feel like there should be a little bit more limitations and more cost, more waiting time. But until the medium tier, I feel like, yeah, the instant claiming of all the smaller ships cool. The medium ships, certain ones, cool, and then it starts ramping up back towards like the older system. I feel like that would be nice because it's not bad at all. It's something that I wasn't sure about and I didn't really know about until I saw it. And I was like, oh, this is here, and I'm like, oh, it actually feels nice and it works pretty well.
Here is that you should be able to sell those bricked items or strip them or whatever. The transport system. This is replacing the transit system.
Okay.
They rolled this out to Grimhex, but they'll be rolling it out to more landing zones in
Grimhex.
4.9 most
Why would
likely.
they give it to
It comes
Grimhex
with better
first?
elevators. This is for people elevators. It's not freight elevators, and trams and trains and stuff, and the ability for them to self-repair. There are going to be new ships and vehicles turning up. We know that the Greys Market Basher will be turning up at some point in July. We don't know
Another
exactly
Grey
what that is.
ship?
It might be the Mustang hull version of the Greys Market ship stuff that we had seen in a Squadron 42 sneak
Oh
peek
my
8.
god, no, you're telling me we're gonna get another ship that has a bucket for a toilet, man. Like, I don't want this, bro. I don't want that brand.
Years
bro.
ago. I think it's possible that they'll update the Mustang a little bit as well at the same time. We'll have to wait and see.
The
CIG
Mustang
have
is a
talked
good
about
ship.
the Kruger Stingray more recently, so that could turn up. We're not entirely sure
Okay.
what that is. There are several other ships in the works, but you can expect some more to turn up during the 4.9 patch cycle. You'll see general ship updates and balance updates, quality of life updates for ships, maybe some archetype updates as well. We know there's a new enemy faction turning up in 4.9, well, at least the 4.9 cycle again. Suit lockers might be in 4.9 or 4.10. CIG are actively working.
Okay, right. Let's talk about suit lockers for just 1 second. When we've got all these new things with Starware, we have the new flight suits and the new G resistance. That is all so nice. Like I'm not gonna fault them there. Like it's freaking awesome, right? But now you're telling me that if I'm in heavy armor, I'm gonna be knocking out a lot more, which I am knocking out a lot more. Let me have my suit locker so I can put my 2 suits in a locker, have my flight suit and my heavy armor at the ready at all times. I want that. I need that. You can't force me to start trying to wear my flight suits a lot more so I can actually do dogfighting in combat just for me to have nowhere to put it. I don't want to put it in a container. I want to have it in the suit locker that my ship comes with. We need that.
On them at the moment, so there's sort of fully physicalized armor in those suit lockers and the ability to change into it. We've got that Apex Valakar Sandworm fight that will be turning up at some point. This is the original Apex
The big
Valakar
one?
that I'm talking about, when they unveiled that there was going to
In
be
the
a big
wild?
Sandworm fight, but then we had the sickly Stormbreaker Valakar fight before the healthy one. Expect it to be a lot more challenging when you're fighting a healthy Apex Valakar, but that could turn up in 4.9,
It's coming.
maybe question mark. And
It's
we've got things that,
coming.
CIG are working on, like
It's
the
coming.
Municipal Works instance, which
It's
is more likely going to be
coming.
for 4.10, 4.11, and things like Pat Tech V5 and the Patson Mix, again, likely to be in 4.10 or 4.11, which would be September, December, respectively. I am pretty excited for that patch because instancing, I do think
I'm
significantly improved Star Citizen, and it's instancing combined with server meshing, right? You can still have the integrity of not having any loading screens, but have some areas that are, these are PvE areas that are supposed to be instance. It makes sense for them to be instance. I'm not going to get annoyed because they don't exist fully in the persistent universe and I can sort of invade them. But I suspect there will also be instances like that in the future, not just PvE ones, but PvEVP ones and PvP ones, all that sort of jazz too. I mean, they might as well make contested zones into their own instances anyway, and that's kind of how server meshing works anyway, partly just setting the rules for what means a server spins up or spins down and the restrictions of how many players and who can be in an area. I suppose that might even be needed for base building, which is coming in 2027 apparently, or at least the first iteration of it. Anyway, tell me the things that you think down below.
Yeah, instancing is going to be a really touchy one for me because at the end of the day, I feel like things like that, things like one location, it's happening here, it's only happening here. You have to be here to actually take part in it. That needs to be instanced. Those make 100% sense to be instanced. But I feel like the rest of Star Citizen, where there's multiple locations and very low chances of you being found at those locations, leave those how they are. You know, if we have things like the Onyx and all these things, and even talking about saying the contested zone should be instanced, are we crazy? No, leave them how they are. They're supposed to be like that. You can go in and have your PvE moments and you can go in and have PvP moments. There's supposed to be a PvP place. We don't have to segregate and say this place is just PvP. It doesn't need to be like that. Because if you do that, then you're literally breeding that. If I'm going to this PvP instance, guess what? I'm killing everybody. It takes away the opportunities and the chance for someone to say, hey, I'm going to this area. It could be PvP or PvE. Let's see what happens. You look at someone, you see them, you don't shoot them, then they see you, they don't shoot you, and y'all say 07 and that's it. Y'all get on your way, or you even work together. But if you're in this place and it's like, this is a PvP zone, I'm going in with I'm shooting everybody. And if I'm playing games like Arc Raiders and it's like, okay, I've only been doing PvE things. I'm probably going to be in a PvE more based lobby and I'm in there. I'm not just going to shoot everybody. But if I've been doing PvP all day and I'm 100% going into the PvP server, I'm dead ass shooting everything that moves again. That's all I'm doing. So we can't put this divide. If we start putting a divide through the player base, we're going to end up like every other game where one side hits the other side and they'll never ever see eye to eye. They'll never ever come to middle ground and people will just start being super toxic. And if you guys think it's bad right now in Star Citizen, if they segregate the community, watch it get worse. I promise you. We've seen it happen a million times. It's not going to be new, not going to be different. It's just going to be how it is, you know? But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, guys, this video we just watched, it was a bored gamer video. If you like the way it was presented to you, make sure to go check him out over on his channel. Make sure to like and subscribe over there. If you like my opinions and my little input here and there, make sure to like and subscribe over here as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one.